And now we've come to the end of the road. We've officially gone from coast to coast. It's time for some fun in the sun in Miami, Florida. Miami has it all. Buildings, beaches and nightlife, as well as a huge Latino and Cuban influence, which adds plenty of spice to the city. Miami is also the shipwreck diving capital of the world, containing over 50 diveable wreck sites. So on any given day, you can find timeless treasure, celebrities, and the most authentic Cuban culture in America, which most certainly includes the food. Lucky for us, we'll knock all three off our list by the end of the day. Today, we'll be experiencing both the culture and adventure that Miami has to offer. And at the same time, we'll be previewing the amazing Latino programming that is available on AT&T Uverse, as well as seeing the worldly adventures on the Smithsonian Channel. Miami is known as the gateway to America and has a proud Latino culture, which adds to the vibrance of the city. Today, I got all dressed up because I'm hanging out with one of Miami's ambassadors. She's one of Bravo's Real Housewives of Miami, and you may know her as a Cuban Barbie. Alexia Echeverria, welcome to Buzz.
Thank you, and thank you for the nice introduction. And welcome to Miami.
We're very proud to be here. Tell me why Miami is so special.
Miami's a very unique city. It's a magic city, a lot of color, a melting pot, and that's what makes it so special.
So you've been kind enough to host us today, and you're going to show us some of the unique things that you love about Miami. Where are you going to take us?
Well, I think we should start off with some great Cuban food, and that would be Versailles.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm Tony Piedra. I'm the executive chef from Versailles restaurant. My dad was a chef. My brothers are chefs. Plus, I always loved it. It's like painting. It's like being an artist, you know? Okay, well, here we have the arroz con pollo, chicken with yellow rice.
Delicious. Delicioso.
Oh, that's great. Very
Perfect.
rich rice.
You see, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Cuban food is a combination of several cuisines. It has a lot of influence of Spanish cuisine and also a mix of local products, all the items that they have in the island. Here we are now with the shrimp creole.
That's like a dessert.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's like the salty with the sweet combination, which we love.
It's great. So I know this is very authentic. There's a lot of Cubans here, right?
Oh yeah, it's a place that even tourists and locals come to and enjoy.
I can see why.
Okay. Perfect. Here we have the dessert you order. We have here the tres leches, which is 3 milk cake.
The flan is very traditional.
Oh, you're right.
See how distinct it is?
Yeah, yeah.
You've never tasted something like that. I want to taste yours.
Yeah, I
You
kind of want to try that too.
Oh my God, this is delicious. It's very special for you to be here and for you to be able to take a little piece of Cuba and of Miami with you. You know, Miami Beach is like the scene where you want to be seen at. We have, you know, fabulous stores.
I see that you guys just love to live life. You're always out in groups and enjoying food,
We do.
out with the
Life
family.
is about a party. Yeah, we're very family oriented, and at the same time, we love living life and enjoying it to the fullest.
Thank you for showing me a bit of your culture and taking me around Miami. So now that we have Miami's culture down, it's time to explore. When we come back, we'll go hunting for Miami's hidden treasures. And like we said earlier, Uverse members can find an immense amount of Latino programming available in the Paquete Español. G'day guys, I'm Luke Tipple. Welcome back to the AT&T Uverse Buzz Summer Road Trip. If you'd like to follow us online, log on to att.com/roadtrip. Right now, we've headed south of Miami and we're checking out sunken treasure at the Mel Fisher Museum. Mel Fisher dedicated his life to finding the treasure of the Atocha, the Spanish galleon that sank during a hurricane in 1622 near Key West, Florida. And in 1985, they found what they call the Atocha Motherlode, over 40 tons of silver and gold worth over $450 million. Now that's a lot of loot. In a bit, we'll be diving the Atocha wreck site, but first, let's get up close and personal with the Mel Fisher Museum. I'm with Corey Malcolm, who is the Director of Archaeology here at the Mel Fisher Maritime Museum. Corey, can you tell me about the significance of this collection?
Yeah, what we have here is a really good cross-section of materials from the galleons Atocha and Margarita that were wrecked in 1622.
So 1622, the Margarita and the Atocha set out, headed back for Spain, filled with loot. Was this a fairly common load for the ships of those times?
Yeah, these were classic, typical Spanish galleons of the time. That's really why these wrecks are so important, is this is the best snapshot we'll ever see.
Is the work here with the Atocha, is it done?
There's always a new way to look at it. But our goal here is to keep everything that comes into our collection, keep it intact. Our biggest challenge is stabilizing things, conserving them and making sure they'll last for another 400 or 500 years.
Well, thank you for letting us into your museum. I know security's pretty tight in
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
But I think we're going to go check out some of the artifacts.
Absolutely, enjoy.
We're now in the Mel Fisher Conservation Lab with John Corcoran, who is a senior conservator. Mate, can you tell me what exactly is this place?
This is where all the artifacts come in for conservation. When the treasure hunters go out and they find them on the bottom of the sea, they bring them up, they put them in tanks on the boats to keep them wet, because that's really important, you have to keep them wet. And then they bring them in here and then I take over.
Is it fairly regular that they get brought into you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have to understand, this shipwreck, it's not like in Hollywood, it goes down and it just sits there in one place. And this ship broke up in a hurricane for 8 miles, dropping treasure and artifacts the whole way. It goes to the bottom of the 20 feet of sand, and we have to blow down through 20 feet of sand to get to these artifacts.
What condition are the artifacts in when they get to you?
That actually depends on the site. Shallow water, usually the artifacts are in pretty bad condition, but oxygenated water, it's horrible for artifacts. On the other hand, you have the Atocha, which is a deep water shipwreck. And it sinks down underneath the sand and the mud, and it's kind of in this anaerobic environment, no oxygen. You can get some artifacts that are in incredible condition, really pristine condition, almost like they just went down the day before. That's how nice they are.
What is the value of what you've found so far?
$400 million.
$400 million.
$400 million.
And what's down there remaining? What do you value that at?
About $200 million of remaining treasure. And that's the hardest part. You can't quit because you know it's there somewhere.
All this talk about treasure is fascinating, but I really want to check it out. So do you mind showing me around?
Sure, no problem.
All right. So John, this is beautiful. What exactly is it?
This is a gold rosary, solid gold. There's a solid gold medallion right here. And also the center of this cross is black. See the black area? Could possibly be a piece of the true cross.
When was this found?
About a month ago, about 4 weeks ago. I'm still working on the translation of the cross.
So would this be considered as like a premium relic that's found out?
Oh yeah, this is the stuff treasure hunters live for, to find these kind of pieces. Value, we're guessing around $250,000.
Wow. Well, mate, this is a beautiful and obviously very valuable find, but you've probably got some more to show me, right?
We have lots more to show you.
Time now to get a really close look at some of the treasure recovered by Mel Fisher's crew. I'm going to go through some of the pieces one by one. Here we have a block of silver coins as they're found. You can see the concretion that's holding them together. And this is how they look once they're cleaned up. Absolutely gorgeous. And you can see the markings in all their glory. The gold here is very interesting. They used to transport gold in gold blocks, which is just like this. This is before coins were minted in gold. This particular block is worth about $200,000. This gold disc is quite large and heavy. It's valued at around $300,000. This is based not only on the purity of the gold, which we can see from the markings, which are accurate, but also on its value as an artifact. This locker is actually called a reliquary. Now, the inside would actually be used to hold pieces of what they thought was the true cross. This is something that you'd hold something quite valuable close to you. This ring was only recently found and has yet to be valued, but you can see there's a small emerald in the setting there, and based on past findings, it's probably about a $100,000 ring. The Atocha has yielded about 13,500 carats of emeralds. This is one here, which has been valued at around about $600,000. When you see the pictures of nobility from back in the day, they'd often be wearing large amounts of their gold chains all around their neck. If you could wear it, it was classed as jewellery and you didn't get taxed. This particular one here is about 40 feet long. You can see it's quite heavy and really beautiful, and this is about $600,000 worth of gold chain. And finally, everything from the Atocha has value, and if you can believe it, this is a toothpick and it's worth about $50,000. laid out in front of me is millions of dollars worth of artifacts, and this is just a sampling of what Mel Fisher's crew have recovered from the wreck of the Etosha. It's pieces like this that really give you that treasure hunter's fever, and if you want to check it out, it's down here in Key West, Florida. Well, that's it. Surrounded by all of this, I'm absolutely inspired, and when we come back, we're going on a treasure hunting expedition of our own.
You're not going to believe your eyes. With so much treasure, we won't know what to do about it.
Welcome back to AT&T U-Burst Buzz. We've just finished up at the Maritime Museum and we've traded in the bus for a boat. We're headed out to the wreck site of the Etosha, and they tell me that $500 million worth of loot has been found so far. Today we hope to add to that. I'm now aboard the JB Magruder, which is the primary salvage vessel for the Etosha wreck site. Now there's a little misconception here. We're not going down there looking for a ship. It's been down since 1622 and there's really not much left of it. What we're looking for are artifacts, and it's over a 10-mile stretch. What you'll see are the crew and us looking around with metal detectors and fossicking in the sand for other artifacts. Let's go and chat to the crew to find out more.
The ones with red, we found an artifact. We found a spike and some ballast there. Here's a silver coin. The next hole is going to be right here. We're going to move the boat here.
Modern day treasure hunting is largely based on the work of Mel Fisher. His revolutionary mailboxes are devices which direct the prop wash down, which removes the sand and allows us to find the treasure that's been lying beneath.
People always say, you guys found $400 million of treasure, why didn't you just quit? That's not who we are. We do this because we love it. It's all about the hunt, that feeling. Today's the day. We're going to find a lot of treasure right now.
Now that our gear's all ready, we're headed into the water to do some treasure hunting. But first, let's get some inspiration from the programming of the Smithsonian Channel, available on channel 118 or 1118 in high def. So guys, this is it. We heard all about the legendary treasure to be found on the Etosha, and it's finally our time to try to go find some for ourselves. We're ready to go. Looks like we might have something here. The metal detector's beeping. Let's check it out. The metal detector stopped over a hole. Let's see what's inside. Yes, this is definitely an artifact. This is worth hanging on to. This is man-made. It's triangular and looks like a container of some sort. Let's take it back to the surface. Joining me is Tim Mead. He's the chief engineer on board the JB Magruder, and he's offered to help me figure out exactly what this is that I found. What do you think?
Well, what it is it's a powder flask. I've never seen one of this size. That's why I think it's for a swivel gun. What it is, it would hold powder inside of it. It would come out of this spout right here.
So what do you think the value of something like this is?
Anywhere between $3,000 and $6,000, somewhere in that range.
Wow, I can't believe that we can come out and in just one day we find something as amazing as this.
Well, that's the beauty about this type of work. You never know what each dive's going to bring or what tomorrow's going to bring.
Check this out. This was found on the treasure hunt today by one of the investors. Now, you might be mistaken for thinking this was a rock, but this is actually a silver coin. When it's cleaned up, it could look something like this and be worth quite a lot of money. So there you have it, treasure hunting. Really exciting, and we're discovering about history while making a profit at the same time. Now I'm going to get out of this wetsuit and head back to the bus to meet up with Kristen, and we'll sum up the entire road trip.
We did it! Over 3,000 miles, 9 states, 375 pit stops, an infinite number of happy AT&T U-Burst members, and of course, 2 happy hosts.
Our summer road trip concluded with treasure hunting, but really, that's what we've been doing all summer long, finding treasure across this country from coast to coast.
The Grand Canyon, UFOs in Roswell, New Mexico, the rodeo in Dallas, Texas, the world's largest aquarium in Atlanta, Georgia, and of course, treasure hunting here off the coast in Florida.
Now, we visited some of the hottest summer destinations here in America, as well as previewing some of the great programming available through AT&T U-Burst. But you know what? The best thing is, we did it all exclusively just for you, our members.
That's right, and we hope you enjoyed the journey. Hey Luke, have you seen The Hangover?
I have. You had a camera, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Check check it out.
Pick it up one more time, we're gonna bring it to the old school. AT&T, what? Road trip. See you.